The state government on Friday held a pre-budget consultation in Shillong, gathering suggestions from citizens to shape an inclusive budget for Meghalaya. Chief Minister Conrad K. Sangma defended loans taken under the Externally Aided Projects or the EAPs, saying they are backing the state's economic growth. Sangma highlighted that Meghalaya has secured Rs 12,166 crore in EAP funds, with state contributing 20%, that is Rs 2,000 crore, to receive Rs 9,126 crore more. He cited Auditor General figures stating Meghalaya's own resources stand at Rs 16,312 crore, with borrowings at Rs 2,370 crore within the RIB norms. The consultation aimed to make the budget people-centric, with citizens sharing ideas to shape the year's mission.
We have 12,166 crores worth of projects that were approved by Government of India and sent to all these agencies. You can see IFAD, KFW, World Bank, ADB, NDB, all those guys are there. And Government of India has to approve it. And their standards are very, very high. So just to share with you, most of the northeastern states, except maybe Assam, have EAPs less than 1,000 crores. So all the other smaller states are about 1,000 crores. Ours is 12,166 crores. Now, how does this work, the funding? Out of this 12,166 crores, Meghalaya has to spend 20% upfront. So it's not a loan. So 20% we have to give, we have to spend. So therefore, out of that, close to about 2,000 crores, we have to spend, and we spent. But by spending that 2,000, we're getting an additional 9,126 crores. So that 20% is not a loan anymore, right? So 80% is the loan. Now the beauty of this is that 80%, which is the loan component, which is 9,126, 10% is what we repay back, 90% is repaid back by the Government of India, not us. 10% we pay 90%. For any other state, Maharashtra, Gujarat, blah, 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 every other state, they have to repay back the entire 80%. So Government of India is repaying back 90% of that 9,126, and we are only paying back 10% and 20%. So effectively speaking, 28% is what we have to bear, and 72% is what Government of India bears for us from the entire amount. So that's what it is, and that's why these projects are very good. I'll just share with you this 12,166 was 12,166 compared to any other state in the Northeast, which is less than 1,000, most of them. We were actually at 18,000 almost. And then I had a meeting with Finance Minister. This means now that it's almost been 2 years, I can openly talk about it. And Finance Ministry said Meghalaya is taking too much. And the other Northeast states are not getting anything. So we are going to cap it now. You cannot take any more than this. Though the banks, the World Bank, the ADB, the IFAD, all of them have asked us to please take more because they're happy with our performance. Just to share, I met the country head of IFAD just for about 4 days back. And in 2018, there was a project called Meghalaya. This Meghalaya project was going on for about 3 years before we came in. And IFAD met me right after I took over and said, we're closing this scheme because you guys are not performing. I said, we just came in. Can you give us 6 months to at least look into this? They said, well, we'll give you 6 months, but after that we're closing this project because this project is not going well. And we started the work to revamp, and that actually was the beginning of how we got into EAPs aggressively. And you'll be happy to know that in the recent IFAD global conference they had in Rome, Dr. Vijay was invited. There were 4 projects they had taken up from the whole globe. In every country, the top 4 projects were selected. And I'm happy to inform you that Meghalaya's Meghalaya project, which was supposed to be closed in 2018 because of non-performance, was selected as one of the top projects globally to be presented by Dr. Vijay in Rome in the IFAD conference. And that's how we're going. But sadly what happened, because of our aggressiveness, Government of India has now put a cap on who can take, because Madam says simple thing. He said, Conrad, you take the money and I repay back? How can this go on? Because it's true, they're repaying back. So we do our work, we convince World Bank, we convince the Department of Economic Affairs, we convince everybody else, all the work is done. And then suddenly, we take the money and then Government of India has to repay back the loan. So Madam has said very clearly that we cannot give this open-ended, we'll put a cap. But what we're trying to say is that this is another source of revenue or fund that we have tapped very successfully. So SASCI, centrally sponsored schemes, externally aided projects. This is how we are funding the economic growth. So again, coming back, it is not borrowings. Borrowings is a very, very small part of what we take. The maximum is funded by these kind of funding. This is the receipts, means this is the money that we get to spend on all the things we are spending. And therefore you can see the bright green section is right there below. It is the least number. These are not our numbers, these are facts. So today anybody who would say that, oh, we are borrowing too much, everything is done by borrowing, we are taking money, this is AG numbers. Right now, out of the 21,757 crores, 16,312 are our own resources. And only 2,370 is borrowings, which is as per Government of India and Reserve Bank's norms. So this is a very, very important slide. We will share this with all of you because we want all of you to understand this. But I just wanted to stress on that because I know, the mind, a lot of you must be thinking, okay, we're growing, we're spending, but where's the money coming from? Money is coming from the taxes that we collect.